Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the March 4th, 2012 trade update from Locke Your Success. I'd like to start off today by taking a look at the NASDAQ. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight weeks of up movements in the NASDAQ, and that is every week for the year of 2012. This has been quite an incredible run, and I remember we were talking, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, that we were severely overextended and expecting some sort of a pull down in the Nasdaq, and yet it continues to rise. Really incredible move here. If we switch over to the daily, you can see it's just going into the stratosphere. Well, I still have to say we still need to expect a pullback down to the 20 moving average here. I figured the NASDAQ would pull back to the 20 and pull everything else down. However, the NASDAQ run has been so strong, we're showing cracks in some other parts of the market. And the biggest part here would be the Russell 2000, where we broke some shorter term support levels on Friday and started our retracement down to a 50. I know some people are freaking out because we broke support here, but that's really no big deal. We still have our primary uptrend line, and it wouldn't be a surprise at all for this to come down to the 50, or at least this primary uptrend line, and then have a decent bounce. Which brings into play, we have to watch what we do with the bearish butterfly trades. If we come down there, we'll have to see how hard the bounce is, and see how we have to follow the market and so forth. So the NASDAQ chart is very bullish. The Russell chart is in a short-term pull down and is still very bullish. While some have said that we've had a breakout, we really haven't. This is still kind of in the range. As far as in resistance range here, we're still holding this very steep uptrend line in the S&P as well. If the NASDAQ breaks down, I'm sure this will break down probably down to the 1300 level. I don't know. I keep thinking the NASDAQ's going to break down. It keeps going up. So we'll just have to keep an eye on the NASDAQ and see what happens here. If Russell holds support and bounces, and this breaks out, we can keep going. The Dow, as we said, it has broken over the post-crash highs. However, it's still in a pretty heavy resistance area. If you come in here and pull back into, let's see, 5-year chart. This here is really a congestion area for the Dow, where it turns around a lot. And right now we're still kind of in that area, so that means nothing. So we have this index here, the Dow at resistance. We have the S&P at resistance. We have the Russell breaking down. And we have the NASDAQ just going up into the stratosphere with no signs of stopping. This again gives us no clear indication of where we're going, so that's not helping a whole lot. Although the Russell breaking down is a sign of a problem, and if we start breaking this, if we come down and start breaking these support levels at 775 with the Russell, that's going to drag everything else down with it. So we'll have to watch that. Although the charts do still look bullish. One of the things that I like to do when we get a market like this is I like to, in a situation where we just don't know where the indices are going, is to drill down into some of the major stocks in the indices. And one of the ones I like to use the most is the Dow. The reason I like to use the Dow is because there's only 30 stocks, and I can come in here and I can drill down and take a look and see if what's going on with the individual components of the Dow, and see if more stocks are breaking down, or stocks are looks like they're going to break out, or what. For example, if we come in here, you look at Alcoa. Alcoa is just doing nothing. It's done nothing for a long time. It's pretty much a do-nothing stock, so nothing there. American Express has had a clear breakout, and is testing support again, is likely to go up. Boeing Airlines, again, we're kind of spinning sideways here, trying to come into the support level, so this is still got some more sideways movement. Nothing there. Bank of America, it's going to have some more sideways movement, so nothing there. Caterpillar, we've had a bit of a breakout. and it looks like it's probably getting ready to bounce, so that's probably in the upside. Cisco, the same thing. We're coming into support areas. It's probably going to bounce. That's bullish. CVX is just putting in this nice triangle pattern. We'll have to see which way that breaks because that one is neutral. DuPont, again, we're coming into our uptrend line. We're over one of the resistance levels. I'd call this neutral to slightly bullish. Disney is overextended, holding a nice uptrend line, which is bullish. It's coming into resistance, so I call this short-term bullish, at least till we see what happens up here. GE, nice little cup here. It's going sideways, but again, you have to call this bullish. Home Depot is just kind of into the stratosphere, very overextended, but again, bullish. Hewlett Packard, bearish. We've broken our trend line. We're in a primary downtrend, so it's going down. IBM, we broke up, holding a nice strong trend line. That is bullish. Intel, flagging sideways. However, again, bullish. Johnson & Johnson, we're just in a ascending triangle pattern, which is slightly bullish, but I'd say sideways or neutral, more like it. JPM, bullish. Kraft, holding this nice uptrend line, bullish. Coca-Cola, neutral, slightly bullish. McDonald's, neutral, slightly bullish. Let's see, 3M is at an inflection point, but it is still holding its uptrend line. It's at a resistance area. The primary trend has to take control, so I'd be slightly bullish here. Merck, bullish, coming into the support area. Microsoft, looks kind of like Apple in a way, very bullish. Pfizer is, I would call neutral to slightly bullish. PG, it's a tough call here. It could go either way. It looks like it's going to reset down into here and probably go up. This is a long-term, if you go to a 5-year, right, all-time highs. It's coming in, it's holding higher. I mean, technically that's bullish, but it's, I'd say sideways for the purposes of this. AT&T, nice breakout, it's bullish. Travelers, sideways. United Technologies, short-term bearish maybe into the trend line, but other than that, it's I'd say primarily we're bullish. Verizon, we are bullish. And let's see, Walmart is had a breakdown because of bad earnings. It's going to be coming down into a value area somewhere in this range here, 58. So I would almost go bullish on this, although it's in correction. And ExxonMobil, we're also hitting some multi-year highs here. So, but we're holding a nice strong trend line. So if the market stays up, or if this breaks out, it'll pull the markets up. It'll help pull it up anyway, and I would call that bullish as well. So what we have here is a preponderance of the evidence. I'd say some of the charts are looking like they might want to pull back. There's only a very few bearish, there's several sideways. Majority are putting in bullish patterns. So what I'm going to be looking for is I'll be checking these stocks here with any decent moves in the marketplace and see if we start breaking support levels or breaking trend lines. If we start breaking a lot of trend lines, it's going to be the first indication the Dow is going to come down as well as the Russell. If we're getting bounces off the trend lines and they're holding, then the chances are we're just going to keep on throttling up here. So that's what I have for the market update. I'm a little bit ambiguous right now with, or undecided, should I say, because with the overextension of the Nasdaq, again, I'd be very hesitant to take long positions. Yet the markets can continue to go. They look, from a charting standpoint only, they look poised to go. There are some signs of breaking down, but until we see that happen, I have to be on the bullish camp. All right. As far as our positions, I ended up closing the March Method 3 trade on Friday. We were actually up over the profit target. If I just crank this back a couple of days, we had a profit target after commissions of $500. I ended up closing this out for a profit of about 506. Could we have stayed in it? Sure, we could have stayed in it, no problem. It was not any danger really at all. Had I stayed in it, I may have considered rolling this 790 butterfly back 10 points. But it was, like I said, we're getting close to expiration. We're clearly over a profit target. I went ahead and closed the position. So that, let's see, we had a maximum capital in the trade of 37.62. We made 506. So whatever that comes out for as a percentage, it's probably somewhere around 12 or 13%. Planned capital 5,000, which will give us our 10% of planned capital, which is exactly what we want for this. Also, since I closed this on Friday, I also entered the August Method 3, I entered the April Method 3 trade, which currently looks like this. I purchased a single 828, 770, 720 put butterfly and added a IWM 66 call for 1440. The position is slightly bullish, as I am. Like I said, if we look at the rut chart, we're expecting it to come down into here somewhere and then possibly do a hard bounce. And this is positioned well for that. I could have gone 2 butterflies to 1 call. Would have put me better off to the downside, slightly negative delta. And had I been bearish, or if you're bearish, you may be in a position like this. Or even better, a little more neutral would be 3 butterflies and 2 calls, where you don't have a whole lot of upside risk. Actually, 4 and 3 is probably perfect here. 5 and 4. Ideally, if you're trading larger, this would be the ideal entry right here. 5 butterflies, 4 calls. Since for the demonstration on the website, we're doing a single contract or sometimes 2 contracts. This was the best setup I could do. I could either go a little bit bearish or a little bit bullish. Decided to go a little bit bullish. So this is it. We're still at about break even. And as far as the bearish butterfly for April, it looks like this. It's up $393. All is going well. I would have liked the market to bounce before it came back, but we don't always get what we want. Either way, everything is looking good here as well. So those are the positions, and now you know my stance on the market for the week. I would say a bit of a retracement and then maybe another bounce. But again, a little undecided with that. We got a lot of mixed signals in the marketplace, so it's going to be a week of watching to see for clues of a market turn, and we'll see if they develop. If they do, great. We'll plan accordingly. If they don't, then we will plan for continued up move. And that's it for now. I will keep you updated with position movements. Okay, that's it for now. Happy trading this week, everybody, and we'll update you with any changes. Thanks. Good night.